Hey guys, I'm running on some spotty Wi-Fi right now, so hopefully I don't cut out. I'm gonna wait a little bit for a couple of you guys to join, but we're pretty much just rigging up for our weekend of fishing. We got pike on the menu for tomorrow. I am rigging up some leader line. I just re-spooled my reel right here. I run 80-pound Power Pro for the pike because I throw big swim baits and end up horsing them in. So I definitely have to trust my line. I have frayed 60-pound Power Pro just fishing around docks with jigs and stuff. So I went up to 80 and I haven't had any break-offs or anything like that. So I'm really happy with it. That's actually the Super Slick in black. So I just re-spooled that. It's a little bit full, but I think we'll be fine. And I also run 80-pound leader for my pike fishing. This is just fluorocarbon. We also run, Aaron's right behind me, or in front of me right here, where he's rigging up as well, but we run 80-pound fluorocarbon. I run Seaguar Blue Label. The prices of that thing, the prices of the spools for Seaguar Blue Label have gone up insanely. It's been crazy. I bought a spool for 35 bucks 2 years ago, and right now I can't find it for less than like 60 bucks. It's crazy. I think Amazon has it for like 55 bucks, but it's like a month to get it, so it's crazy. So we have some mono we've been using for a leader as well, but just rigging that up now. I figured I'd do a little live stream. Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Let me count my loops. There you go. And I need more line than that. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Do a little Q&A here. But I'll show you guys what we're throwing tomorrow after I get this knot done. Gotta make sure the knots are 100% because I don't want to lose a personal best pike or a swim bait tomorrow, so. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I know I'm doing this on my phone. Hi Ben, how's it going? Damien. I'm watching for Japan, that's crazy. We got some international viewers. This is just the Alberto knot. So I do 5, I don't know if you guys can see that. I do 5 loops this way, 5 loops that way, and then I cinch it. This is 80 to 80 pound, so for lighter line, I do more loops. But 5 loops there and back for 80 pound usually does the trick. It's so thick. And just like that. And then I get my pliers out and cinch it down even more. Because it is pretty hard to cinch. I don't use the pliers on my main line, just the tag ends. Because that's not a good idea. You could fray your main line and lose a fish. But yeah, this is what it ends up looking like right there. And that's not gonna break. So I've been fishing this setup for what, like 3 years now? 4 years now?
3 years, I think.
Yeah, so, and it hasn't failed me once yet. Can you pass me the scissors? So fingers crossed, knock on wood. I don't even think I have wood on here somewhere. Here, knock on wood. It doesn't fail me anytime soon, but I also keep my tag ends a little bit longer since I'm not reeling the leader through my rod. So it's not really a big of an issue. And just like that, we're good to go. And I run a snap just so it's easier to change hooks out. And that's the 3 tag end knot right there. But yeah, that's the pike setup. We are good for tomorrow. I'm gonna put my bait on tomorrow so it doesn't get stuck anywhere. Make sure my drag is tight. So you guys have any questions? Favorite reel for flipping? I love my Corrado 200. It's a pretty sick reel. It does everything very well. Easy to hold, easy to tune. Holds a fair bit of line, more line than you need for flipping, but I run that on my flipping rod. I actually also have a Corrado 70, the older Corrado 70, which I use for jigs, and that's a sweet reel. It's a 70 size spool, so it's a smaller reel. Palm's a little bit easier, and that's also really cool to fish with, really nice to fish with. What are you fishing for? We're fishing for pike tomorrow. I posted a pike video last week, I think, and so we're going out for pike again. It's like time of the year right now where a bunch of different species in Ontario start opening up. We had ice fishing, and now we have pike opening up. Pike were open in some areas of Ontario, but pike are opening up around Ontario. Lake trout are opening up. So we have a bunch of different species to fish for during the spring before bass start opening up. But bass are definitely my favorite to fish for. But pike opener is also a lot of fun, especially when you can get them on big swim baits. So that's what we're prepping for tomorrow. Yeah, zone 15, zone 16 opener tomorrow. I think there's another zone that opens tomorrow as well. So yeah. For flipping, I actually use 50-pound Power Pro. I used to use 65, but I went down to 50, and I like it a lot more. It's a little bit thinner. Thank you, Ray. Good luck to you if you end up going fishing tomorrow. But yeah, that's pike setup number 1 right there for the big swim bait. I have another one here I already have rigged up. I like to tie my own leader for my glide bait stuff, just because I trust it more. But I also run, this is new for this year, I'm just trying it out, so we're gonna see if we like it or not, but this right here is the Spro 80-pound leaders, the pre-tied leaders. So there's a swivel there, fluorocarbon's crimped to the front, we got a snap on there. I don't know if I like the snap, it's kind of hard to get your baits on, but this is another bait I have tied on for tomorrow, more of like a later season pike bait. We usually do pretty well on jerk baits and like glide bait, fishing glide baits a little bit slower earlier in the spring, and then later on the soft swim baits. But this is the Beast Coast Creep. It's a 7, maybe 6.5. I think it's 6.5-inch swim bait. Look at that colorway; it's pretty cool, like a trout. And I have that on a Beast Flashy hook, so that's also something I'm going to try tomorrow. Hopefully they take the whole thing and they don't just bite my tail off. But I'm going to give that a try. If not tomorrow, then I will eventually when the water starts warming up. But yeah, that Spro stuff, the leader here, we're going to try, see if we like that. It makes life a lot easier if you can just buy the pre-tied ones. And then for my jerk baits, I use titanium because it doesn't really matter, I don't think, too much. The jerk baits seem to nose down a little bit, but it's not too big of a deal. Did you get your motor fixed or buy a new one? Yeah, so I'm in my boat. This is my boat. You guys have been seeing me fish in Aaron's boat and Aaron's Champ, but this guy right here is mine, the aluminum boat. The motor works, apparently. So I had a computer issue last year. The middle of our day on the water, the computer just went. So I had an issue with that. I have an Evinrude, and as you guys know, Evinrude was bought out. So I had an issue getting a new computer for it, and this was during COVID, and I was gonna just end up replacing it with a Merc or a Yamaha, but I couldn't find anything, and I couldn't find anything in my price range that I wanted. So we ended up just getting a new computer, which took a couple of weeks. And at the end of the season, there was another wiring issue. Thank you to my dad, but my dad ended up finding it and fixing it. So she runs. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, she runs. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow's the maiden voyage for the year with this boat. So we will see, but I think we're good to go. But yeah, I'm still rocking the Evinrude. I like the motor. I've never had an issue with it until the computer went, and you know, that was a pretty pricey issue. My bass tournament is tomorrow. I joined my local bass tournament club. Awesome. Good luck, Damien. That's going to be fun. Man, sometimes I'm so jealous of you guys in the States. You guys can fish for bass all year round, pre-spawn bass. We had one of the zones in Ontario open up for an early season catch and release. You guys saw that video. I think I posted it last week as well. But that was a lot of fun. Aaron and I went and we managed to get them on like bigger baits. Aaron caught 2 fish that were easily over 5 pounds. That was a lot of fun. It was a really cool experience. Hopefully we will see that happening more in Ontario, where we get like a couple of weeks open for pre-spawn, where we can catch and release the bass, because it's different and it's fun, and I think it would make us more dynamic fishermen, I guess. It was cool. It was really cool to see. But where is the Canadian flag? Oh, this is Freedom Tackle. This is the American Baitworks logo. It's like the sister, or I guess Freedom Tackle is owned by American Baitworks, so we don't have a Canadian flag on there, unfortunately. Really comfortable sweater though. It's a little bit thinner than some sweaters, so it's great for this time of year where it's still kind of chilly in the mornings and the evenings, but warm during the day. But I'm in Victoria, BC, and we can fish for bass all year. I'm jealous. You guys in BC have a longer growing period for those bass too, since it's warmer over there. I think last spring we had like a 10 pound, 2 ounce largemouth come out of BC, which is absolutely insane. I think it was 1 ounce short of the Canadian record, which is crazy. That's a huge fish. I think it was caught in early spring, but that's cool. That's a trip I'd like to do. I'd like to go to BC one day, fish for bass, do sturgeon too, swim baits.
Can I bring them?
Yeah, bring them. We might do some lake trout fishing tomorrow too. We'll see. What depth is good for spring pike? So it depends on the water temp. Usually, what do we usually do? High 40s, low 50s, Aaron?
For water temp?
When we usually start throwing big swim baits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say high 40s to
mid 50s.
mid to
Yeah.
late 50s.
Yeah, so like high 40s to mid 50s. Those fish are done spawning, and they usually come out of the spawning bays to like staging areas. So it depends on the lake what depth it would be, but we usually catch them between like 1 foot and 8 feet, near rocks, near grass, near transitions. But like right outside of those bays is the first place where I would look. 53 right now, yeah. So I would go right outside of those bays. They're probably feeding up right now after the spawn. Chuck some jerk baits, chuck some glide baits, and hold on. But yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. We're going to fish those transition areas, and hopefully get on a big one. If you come to BC, try elk. Okay, I will keep that in mind. I don't know if I'm going to be going anytime soon, but that's a trip I would like to do one day. My biggest pike is 38 and a half. I am cursed with the 40-inch pike. I've seen 40-inch pike. They were staring right back at me, but I have not been able to hook one yet. But 38.5, which I caught last year on, let me show you guys the bait. On this guy right here. He was sitting in about 6 feet off a log. I saw the log and I casted past it and he ate it. On this bait right here, this is the Savage Gear Shine Glide, a staple. I got this secondhand. The person who had it before actually wrapped it. So that's a cool like shiner color, really realistic. But yeah, that's what I caught it on. Aaron's looking at it like he wants it.
I didn't know you caught it on the wrapped one.
Yeah, on the wrapped one.
That's even
It's
better.
cool. This is like a standard shiner color for the Savage Gear, which, don't get me wrong, absolutely slays fish, but
Problem is Brian's caught every fish on the lake with the one we gave him.
yeah,
so now they're
all
conditioned.
my friends chuck this one, so I'm gonna start chucking this one more. It looks a little bit different. We also got a bigger Shine Glide here. This is the Magnum. As you guys can see, it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit beefier too.
That purple's nice.
Yeah. It's great. This is a great color for shad or Cisco, or whatever you want to call them, lakes. I personally think that the pike later in the summer, later in the spring, later in the summer, end up going a little bit deeper and eat these kind of bait fish. So that's why I try to imitate them. Maybe like one straight off from the pack and went shallow and the pike got it. That's kind of my ideology behind all of that. But tomorrow, I think we're gonna check this. This is specifically rigged for big pike. Look at that right there. This is the Fish Everything paperweight right there. There's a little bit of hook rash on it. I used the last fall. But look at these hooks. These are like proper pike hooks. Look at this thing. They're huge. They're not even that big. They're just thicker gauge. I've had pike bend my hooks out and my split rings out. So we went heavy duty with these guys right here. So hopefully that won't happen. I like to lock my drag and just kind of reel them in. Usually, well, sometimes if you let them fight a little bit, they'll get leverage because the baits are usually, 2 or 3 ounces, and they'll actually get those hooks out. So I don't give them that option. I reel in, hopefully don't fall in, and just reel the pike into the net. So I think we're going to start with this guy tomorrow. I like those eyes a lot too. They're really big, but that's on tomorrow's menu. But yeah, that's my PB pike, 38 and a half. How about walleye? Oh my, 29 and a half is my yeah?
I thought it was bigger. I thought it was over 30.
Was it 30?
31.
If you guys want to see the video of it, you guys can go on my channel. Check out the Camping for Gold series. It's the last video of that series. I think it was between, I don't remember. It was around 30 inches, but we estimated, we did the length and the girth, and it was estimated to be 12 pounds, 11, 12 pounds. So that's my PB walleye through the ice. It was absolutely insane. It felt like a lake trout. That was so fun. That was a really fun trip. So check out that series if you guys like ice fishing. But I think that's the 4th video of that series where I caught that. I actually broke my PB twice on that camping trip, which is absolutely crazy. But that's my PB walleye. Ski them in. Ivan, how is it going? Yeah, I ski in my pike. I just don't want to give them an option to come off, pretty much. So I set the hook as hard as I can. That's why people ask me why I run 80 to 80 pound, because it's absurd. It is absurd. It's really thick line. But I jam the hook in them and lock my drag and reel them in. So I try not to give them an option to come off. But yeah, those are my PBs. Thank you. NRX Plus. Yeah, I'm excited. I have a couple NRXs, so I'm excited to see if we can feel the difference between the NRX and the NRX Plus. I'm excited to see how they turn out. I'm sure they're amazing. I just would like to compare them to the other NRXs. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. Those are sweet rods. They gotta make an NRX ice fishing rod. That'd be absolutely insane. Actually, they have an IMX ice fishing rod, which I bought, and it is insane. It's insane, but those rods are crazy. Whew. Oh, we've been here for 18 minutes. Holy. It felt like 5 minutes. But yeah, if you guys have any last minute questions about pike, let me know now, and then I'm gonna head off and get to fishing. I'm gonna try to get this video uploaded for you guys either Sunday night or Monday, so stay tuned for that. But any last minute pike questions, let me know, and you guys will see tomorrow what we end up throwing and what we end up catching. Aaron's almost done rigging up there too. He has a jerkbait rod and a swim bait rod as well. Can I see your swim bait rod? Mm-hmm. He's rocking I run the Corrado for my pike fishing. They don't make this rod anymore, which I'm kind of sad about. It's a great rod for a really decent price. I think they're 150 Canadian or 160 Canadian, but it's the 8-foot extra heavy rod, 3 to 8 ounce. This is what I like for my pike fishing. It's a little bit beat up, but it's a stout rod, and the Tranks 301 on there. This reel, like if you guys are going to invest in a swim bait reel, definitely check out the Tranks. It's giving me no problems at all, and I run this thing through everything. I'm really happy with it, but that's the Tranks 301. Aaron's rocking the IMX Pro 955, so it's 2 to 6 ounces. Yeah, 2 to 6 ounces. It's a really nice rod. I got one too. I haven't used it for pike yet. You can tell it's made to be a swim bait rod. It's a longer reel handle than the Corrado, and it loads up a lot better on these baits. So that's a really nice rod, and he's running the Corrado 200 on there. So if you guys want a workhorse reel, used for pretty much any type of bass fishing, 200 is definitely the way to go. I love that reel. But yeah. You still have any X-Sage rods? I think I do have some laying around, but I haven't used those in a little bit. Yeah, the X-Ages were great affordable rods. I had the X-Ages and what was the rod before that? Yeah, it was X-Age and SLX. Yeah. The X-Ages were great rods, for sure. They looked cool too. There was that matte black with that blue. I love that color combination. But yeah, I'm gonna log off here. Gonna go prep for tomorrow, prep for lunches for tomorrow, and clean the boat out so we're ready to go. Like I said, I'll try to get the video up for you guys Sunday night or Monday. Fingers crossed we get on fingers crossed we get on a couple big pike, but you guys will see that. So thank you guys for tuning in. It was great chatting with all of you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.